Hi, welcome to the podcast.
The Wiz.
The Wiz.
Welcome to the, I think we're going to call it Strange Questions, Strange Answers podcast.
From the Argo Zone.
I think that's where it's going. I haven't actually, that's probably where it's going. So anyway, whether or not like a year from now, that's still where it is. Anyways, welcome. This is going to be our fun little podcast. This is the inaugural. I don't know if you can say that if you haven't had any others yet. But yes, this is the first podcast. Actually, it's the third.
Ignoring the other two.
Completely ignoring the first. The first two were
actual-
good, but not like.
No, the first one was meh. The second one was good, but yes. So this is the first actual release podcast. So we do have I don't know where I'm going to be putting this on yet, but we do have a video version that is up on YouTube. That is at probably the Argo Zone right now. Where it's going to be in the future, I don't know. Anyways, so the point of this podcast though is we want to ask some stupid questions or strange questions or strange statements, and then like deal with them.
Mm-hmm. And also just kind of BS around.
That's
the
whole idea.
Have a good time.
Is we just BS, and so what can we do that would BS? And that was the best we could come up with. So the idea being that each of us is going to at least come up with personally a topic of some sort or a question, and bring up the discussion topic. We'll go from there. And there's other little things to do, and there's also some audience questions that I do have. Actually, I should probably prep those too as well. So, but to get it started, so just introductions. To go from left to right, on my right here, we have Mustache.
Yep, that's my name, Mustache.
Yeah, it's John.
He changed
Mustache.
it.
John, the Mustache.
It's John, the mysterious mustache.
Yep.
And I am Kyle. And that's, I have, like other online screen names, but I'm only ever called Kyle. It's never changed. It's just Kyle.
No, you were workout guy once.
Yeah, I was workout guy once. I was muscle man once too. That's changed.
The only one here without a mustache.
No, I have.
Yeah,
you tried.
I did try. That's true. But yeah, got a little bit of military experience behind me, so I'm the only guy here who has that sort of interesting angle. But otherwise, not too much different. Gamer, all that kind of good stuff.
Gamer
watcher.
Oh, baby, a triple.
It's I'm Andrew, or go by Argo Name and Online. I'm a person. I have 4 limbs. A head. Does that count as a limb?
No.
Oh, okay. So I have 4 limbs. They're healthy, and I breathe oxygen. It's very nice.
That means he does.
I am a homeless man who broke in and refuses to leave.
Yep, but at least you pay rent. So that's fine.
Well, so they say. I drink all the alcohol and eat all the food, and
That's
I yell at cats as they pass by. I'm also called Mike sometimes.
That's why he's got 2 open containers of alcohol sitting next to him.
I will drink it all. It's all mine now.
He's our resident alcoholic old man.
So anyways, to jump right into it. So for the idea again is to have like the stupid topic, the stupid question to bring up for a discussion. And so, John, you actually have probably a lot of questions, but what one do you have?
So, stupid question. You all know the debate between cake and pie.
Okay, yes.
So, twist on that. Meatloaf versus meat pie. Is it the same comparison? And if so, if it does fit the same
Cake
category,
versus pie.
meatloaf versus like a shepherd's pie or a pot pie.
Okay, well, shepherd's pie is a very different thing.
Yeah, or like a chicken
No, I
pot
wouldn't
pie.
say.
When I'm thinking meat pie, I'm thinking something in like
I'm
a
thinking
pastry.
like Sweeney Todd, kind of like with the crust over the top.
Yeah, crust on top, crust on bottom, some sort of savory thing in the middle.
Well,
Why are you laughing?
Because you're thinking about eating people.
Well,
it's a meat.
not necessarily
different.
people, but yeah.
It's like he mentions like a shepherd's pie. Is it made of people?
Not the contents, but the form is what I'm remembering.
So first, well, no, you grind them up, so the form isn't there anymore.
like
You're
a
not going to find
finger?
a. You're not going to find a finger. You might find a ring, but not a finger. So again, first part of the question is it the same question? Is it the same debate?
I would agree. Yes,
No.
I think I would say
no?
yes, because if you are to take a cake which has no no top layer or bottom layer form. It is literally homogeneous all the way through until you add icing. That is the same as a meatloaf until you add the ketchup,
The frosting.
sauce on top. Yeah, it's frosting. If you were to take a pie, you have to have either a bottom layer and a top layer or a top layer. Always.
And I'd say
No, like lemon meringue just has a cream on top.
But it still has a crust on one side.
Yeah, but you said top.
Well, sorry for being not as specific,
taking you
but
literal.
there's a crust. Okay, there's a crust on one side.
Okay. I don't know if I would really consider that the same thing though, because would you have an open top meat pie? Or would that just be a bread bowl?
It would kind of fit into bread bowl territory, but you're not
Is
really...
bread bowl pie?
That's not.
No, that's soup.
Yeah, it's soup.
Yeah.
That is soup.
See,
No,
I would say no, because a slice of cake and a slice of pie are both a dessert. And in and of itself, it is a single dessert. A shepherd's pie or a chicken pot pie is a whole meal, as opposed to a slice of meatloaf, which is only part of a meal. So I would say that in that context, where meatloaf requires like peas and mashed potatoes, shepherd's pie, chicken pot pie, that's everything you need.
I would say, or counter that with saying, a slice of apple pie is a breakfast. A slice of,
Well, yeah, but breakfast is the one meal that you can have a dessert only and be okay.
I guess.
Because it was like, I'm going to eat just a giant pastry and then call it good. Like, I can't think of a dinner that I did that. Okay, maybe.
There's one point in your life where you did that. You ate a dessert for a meal at least once.
I have eaten cake just for dinner.
I think
Yeah.
anybody under the age of 12 just wishes that they could have ice cream for dinner.
Yeah, but then you're an adult and then you get fat and then you're upset.
Yeah.
No, there is that brief window called college.
It's true. Actually, you're right. When you're 21 years old, you can pretty much do anything to your body, and then it will only affect you 3 or 4 years down the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about it because I was a big kid too. So
Mm.
So,
I know-
first part, we're divided onto whether it's the same argument, but second part is which is better, meatloaf or meat pie?
Meat pie.
It depends. You're saying shepherd's pie counts. Because shepherd's pie to me is
Shepherd's pie. Is
Shepherd's pie,
technically
chicken
the
pot
same.
pie.
but like shepherd's pie, we had that one time at it was a place in Milwaukee that was just like a bowl. It wasn't
Yeah.
really a pie. It was
Shepherd's
just
pie.
it was a soup.
Yeah, here's a soup with a big puff pastry sitting on top
Yeah.
of it.
Was there a puff pastry on that one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So was it
Shepherd's
inverted?
pie either have a potato mash topping
Yeah.
Yeah.
or they have a puff.
If I had to choose the difference, then I would probably pick a meat pie or shepherd's pie, just because there's a difference in texture. A meatloaf is like you're eating a foam ball that tastes like protein.
Yes,
But it's a delicious foam ball.
It
It
is
is a delicious foam
It
ball,
is delicious, but I sometimes
difference.
you have
It's
to
like
have
eating this microphone.
yes, it's
Mhm.
delicious. So sometimes you have to have that differing in texture. So I would say meat pie.
I would say
Yeah.
meat pie just because, again, that's a full meal. The meatloaf is not.
You could probably throw some other stuff in there.
Yeah, but at that point, you
Hell,
got other stuff.
You could put an
No.
apple pie in the meatloaf.
No, you keep putting ketchup on it until it counts as a vegetable.
How much vinegar, salt, and sugar can you put on here before the tomato catches up?
I'd be willing
Get
to
it?
do that
Catches up?
experiment.
I get it.
Wait, I
Puns.
forget. Wait, hold on. I don't know which button this is. Is it this one? Nope.
No, it would have been
No,
Oh,
Nope.
no.
There we go. I got it.
The first one worked just as
I was
well,
gonna
though.
get stickers for these buttons, and then I didn't. They were. I didn't want to.
Before it catches up.
no.
Yeah, see, it works.
Remember that one now.
Press that big red one with the
No, we're-
record.
Please no. We don't need Fuller House
No.
at this time.
All right. Yeah. So I would. Yeah, we'll go with meat pie on that one. Okay. Kyle.
Okay, so mine is in the same vein. It's not quite the same because it's not a food, but it's instead of a drink. So you guys remember those times when you went to like a McDonald's or a Dairy Queen or like a Taco Bell, and you took your cup that they gave you at the counter, and they like gave trust in you that you wouldn't do something stupid with it, and then you went down that line of soda machines and went
Oh yeah.
down every single one.
Yeah.
is colloquially called swamp water.
Really? I
Yes.
never heard a term for it.
It is. It's called swamp water.
It's delicious swamp water.
I don't know. Did you call something down there different in the South? There,
No, we
Michael?
just called that mixing the sodas together.
Okay. Well, as children, we called it swamp water, and I looked it up today, and it's literally a colloquialism for doing that. But what if you were given free reign at like the back end of a bar with all the liquor bottles, and you were to do that, just take one type of every single liquor and put it into one glass?
That's called the
Would
Long
you
Island.
have yes, but would you have the stones to do it? Could you do it? And what would it taste like?
Isn't that called a WAP?
A what?
I think it's called a WAP. Where because we did that once when we were at the old apartment where they basically had like a jug. It was a like 15-gallon tub, and everybody just came in there and they dumped a bunch of fruit in, and then they just kept pouring bottles.
It's called a sangria
or a jungle juice, wasn't it? I think I know.
Bug juice.
Yeah, WAP is what I've heard it before, and you literally just keep pouring an entire bottle in until like it gets just full of liquor.
Yeah. I mean, you might not be up on the terminology with the kids these days, but WAP means something completely different in my mind. And
Yeah, that's a slur in the 20s.
Do I have to buy?
It's that, but it's also something completely different than what you're talking about.
Have I not spent enough Fortnite bucks to have?
I don't think I can actually say it on air.
Oh, okay. No, I thought it was called a WAP. I mean,
no, that's one of the sound effects.
So, oh yeah,
it is WAP. Okay.
WAP.
No, I really.
Could you do it?
It depends. How many drinks have I had beforehand?
Yes, but also can you?
Yes, is not
can you, as a person, mix tequila, bourbon, whiskey, and vodka all together into one glass and actually drink it?
Add some orange juice. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
I don't know which button.
No, it's the right one.
It's like there's
there you go.
There's 4 buttons to hit, and I hit all of them.
You knew that was the wrong.
No, but no, it depends. Like if you were to mix a bunch of dark and light liquors, probably not. But if you grabbed all the dark bottles or all the light bottles, meh.
I cannot imagine.
Well, in really, a Long Island is exactly what you're saying, because it's a mixture of light and dark.
Yeah.
But like every light and dark.
Can you mix something else with
light
it,
and
though?
dark? Like I can't even imagine what that would taste like.
Well,
It would taste like death.
But how would you get it in the glass? Like you would literally put like a syringe mount in there.
You take a whiskey drink, you take a light drink.
drink like a cider drink.
It's like at the end of it, you basically be making like what the Flaming Moe was.
It's called the Chumbawamba.
And the Chumbawamba. You take a dropper and you put a little bit of tequila right in the top, and it would just burst into flames because all the liquors are deciding that they don't want to be together anymore.
I feel like I would have 2 questions. 1, will it get me buzzed?
Yes.
And 2, is there anything else to drink? If the answer is no, then I'll drink it. And then that is all my concerns.
There's a water fountain over there.
You're the one putting the things in here.
Well, I'll drink it as long as it gets me to where I need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you put that question to me and said, "Okay, go at it," I would put probably 2 things max in there, because like
you have to put a bunch in there.
Yeah. But then you ruin it. Because like my favorite cocktails are like a gin and tonic.
But that's
Amaretto sour.
But that's the point. You
Yeah,
didn't
sorry.
make swamp water as a child inside your soda cup because you thought it tasted
You
good.
did it because
it
you were
looked like garbage.
You
and
did
could
it
do
because you were underage and you wanted to
Yes.
take just enough that no one would notice the
There's enough
bottles are lower.
chances.
There was one time I was at Burger King, and on the drink machine, it actually had a list of basically different types of swamp water to make.
Really?
Like, and the one
That's
of them,
great.
the one of them that was great was 3/4 Dr. Pepper, 1/4 Coke, and they called it like the gold mine or gold something. It was good. It took the best parts of Coke and all the best parts of Dr. Pepper.
But
It was a
again,
good
that's
mix.
2 things.
Yeah, it was just 2.
Like,
yeah, you weren't like mixing Mountain Dew.
my-
But like if you start going down the line and you're just like Mellow Yellow, root beer, Sprite, Powerade. You start getting into Powerade. It's just like it starts to turn into something live.
You're getting into Jersey Turnpike territory.
Yeah,
And that is a
exactly.
cocktail no one wants.
No, well, that's the point. No one wants it.
That can
But
remind
you still did it anyways.
that can remind me.
No one does that.
When I worked at McDonald's, we had when you work there, you kind of try to create creative drinks and stuff. And so we ended up taking like the Irish cream coffee like straight out of the machine, and then we would go to the shake machine and you would turn off the ice cream, so it just came out pure chocolate syrup, and you just mixed it in with it, and then you're trying to like look around for other things that would give you like a buzz of caffeine. But like somebody was like one day was like, let's go get the Coke syrup. And so, so the pure Coke concentrate, and it just goes in there. And it was not a color that should be consumed by the human body.
There was a Simpsons episode based on that where they just went for the squishy syrup.
Yeah.
And they passed out and woke up Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
I've drank mellow yellow syrup.
I've
the
seen
straight syrup. It doesn't taste like mellow yellow.
I'm like, but like if you drank raw Coke, like Coke itself will take the oxidization off of metal. Like if you're putting that into your body straight, I could just imagine the pipe cleaning.
The trick is don't let it touch your teeth.
It's called
it looks like a honeycomb after you drink it. It's like,
that's what they call Coke mouth.
This does kind of make me want to tell a story about the time I passed out at McDonald's.
Okay.
Tales from Kentucky.
That was the Tales of Kentucky noise.
There was, I used to work maintenance, like late after hours maintenance at McDonald's. And one day they decided they wanted to spray for insects. And they wanted me to do it in the after hours when nobody else was there.
Why?
So, because there was like a bug problem.
Because they wanted you to breathe the fumes.
That's what ended up happening.
I'm assuming you didn't open up all the windows,
No.
make sure the fan was on, read the label saying, do in a well-ventilated area.
I was like 19, and I was like, I'm going to do a good job.
So old enough to know better.
I should have.
Old enough to suffer
So I
consequences.
spray down everything in the restaurant, head to toe, every corner, everything. And then I go into the back, and I go to change the syrup on the soda machines, because that's part of my job late at night. And I didn't get back up for about 4 minutes. I had inhaled so much pesticide that I had just kind of knocked out. And then I came to before anybody else showed up. And I hadn't cleaned the grease traps yet. So I'm like rushing to try to get my job done.
Covered in bug stuff.
So I'm rushing to get it all done. And they come in and they're like, how was your night? I was like, it was great.
Why are you still here?
Oh my God.
So...
you know, every story you give us from Kentucky just gets us closer to understanding you better.
Yeah.
Because
It's like
just
unraveling it.
Yeah, that's why.
It's like ogres have layers like an onion. Michael has layers like an onion.
It's like layers like an apple.
Yeah.
You got through the core. It's like, oh, well, that's just Kentucky.
That's just Kentucky.
it's a chemical layer.
It's full of cyanide.
Oh, all right. So
How do you like the current?
This is actually incredibly good. I
It's
like this
soda.
a lot. It is
Try that.
really
You need to finish it and
yeah,
then take the rest of that.
I'm getting it. So I've got my whiskey Coke kind of.
The rest of that's yours.
For those only looking at the video, this is a lambic beer.
Yeah, Lambic Lindemann's Classic.
We already talked about this.
Classic?
Yes.
And the fact that Michael thought lambic beer, which if you look it up, just means that it's an aerated beer for the air to get to the mixture so that it can ferment.
Tell yourself whatever
It's,
you want.
It's first,
Michael thinks it's the bugs that give the beer its
Well, they carry the yeast and they end up in the mix.
normally when I read flavor profiles, you get like fruity or like tart. This one, first description is appealing.
well, that's because it's for
It's
rich
good.
people. It's for rich people.
Oh,
The first description is this tastes good.
first description, pompous.
Yeah. It says I mean, come on. It says Lindemann's
Yeah.
on it. That's pompous.
It's got
Yeah,
berries on
that's
a
how-
beer.
It has the
Um,
date when the brewery was created, and it's in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I had my question. Actually, this one came up from a lady at work, and she just said it completely out of nowhere, and it made me stop and think for a while until I really understood the question. And it was, who here is left-handed? Anybody left-handed? No, at least on the table. No.
No.
So her question was, why don't they make left-handed pants? And I'm sitting there to think for a second, like, I don't put my hands in my pants, at least in public.
It's the zipper.
Left.
But yeah, she mentioned the zipper, and I was, and then it got me thinking about like, well, it's not only that, you know, the little pocket that goes next to it. Like you have little things that go in there, and that's always on the right side. But like the zipper and stuff, and then that got me thinking about like just all the things in life that are built for.
Well, it's like I know why there are no left-handed pants. Well, because it would not be cost effective to make 10% left-hand pants and then have the tooling for it. But
you just mirror the design.
No, but you have to have mirrored tooling. Then that's expensive.
No, you push the button.
No,
you
have to swap the machines.
That's not how it works.
It's just,
You can't just press the button
I'm
and
an
then have the pants changed over from left to right.
I'm an American. This is what I believe.
Living in a fantasy land.
Yes.
Stop hitting my button. This is my button.
So,
Your button.
are left-handed people having a hard time with pants?
Well,
I
apparently,
assume that's apparently the case.
And what I'm curious about is why that conversation came up while she was still in a cubicle.
Right. Was it a left-handed cubicle?
Think about it.
I also had a very inappropriate joke, which I will keep to myself,
About pants?
But why
Or
did you
about
bring-
cubicles?
about how it would not be like disruptive for her to be left-handed with pants. Think about it. Do you
I don't want to
understand?
think about it.
No, Kyle, shut up. I'm going to bring up a joke that I can't talk about.
Yeah, so you guys can think about it and provides content for you and your brain.
No, that was a question that like really got me. It confused the hell out of me in general. But that like, do they have left-handed shirts? Like or would is
Maybe button up?
because like really they have like
Button-up
it's-
shirts?
They always have the pocket on the left side. If they're gonna have why not on the right side?
Well, if you're
Because you're gonna reach.
left-handing-
Wait, do they have them
Well,
in Great Britain?
If you're right-handed,
Because you have left-handed cars.
Yeah.
Well, that's different.
Is
I
it?
don't know.
I don't know. It's not left-handed cars. Like,
What's the difference? Steering wheel's on the other side.
well, that's
It's a left-handed car. No, he's right. It's a left-handed
Yeah,
car.
if you're doing your hand signals in an American car, you're doing it with your left hand because your right hand is driving.
yeah,
If you're in a British car, you're doing it with your right hand because your left hand, the proper hand,
is driving.
But it just you make it sound like it's the American way or the wrong way.
No, it's just the right hand is the hand of God, and the left hand is the hand of the devil.
The unclean hand.
The unclean hand.
I always did kind of envy British cars because it makes a whole lot more sense to have it on that side. On the,
Oh, it does.
Because you step out of your car onto the sidewalk as opposed to stepping out of your car in the middle of the street.
Well, you want to know the reason why it's
they're
not
up-
that way, though.
Mhm.
Well, the reason why you are as close to the median as possible is that so you don't accidentally kind of yaw into the other lane. If you are on that side of the car, it provides more awareness to your brain to keep out of danger, because even subconsciously you know that if you weave into the other lane and you're going to be in like the firing line for being dead. Whereas if you were on the opposite side of the car and you were still on the same side of the road, you would have less awareness of where your far end tire was over the median line.
I thought it was just some people got drunk and flipped a coin. They're like, "We're driving on the left."
Oh, there's a real reason.
But they're driving on the left and they're sitting on the left.
Yeah, it's completely mirrored
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah, they're
unless you're male.
They sit on the right side of the car.
Their steering wheel is on the other side and they're driving on the other side.
yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
They drive on the other
Yeah.
side.
So it's just the opposite. So
It's just when they step out of their car, if they park on the side of the road, they don't step into traffic.
no, they do because they're on the opposite.
Yeah,
side
they're
of
on the
car.
opposite. They're on the opposite
Both-
side of the road.
They drive on-
They're still near the median.
Yeah, I let you keep talking because I knew you were going to be wrong and it'd be funny.
Yeah, it is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yay! The
Wow,
crowd
wow,
loves
wow.
me. All right.
What is your question, Michael?
All right. This has been haunting me.
Oh,
Oh,
haunting.
Yeah.
No, that's not good.
It's been haunting me since like 4 o'clock today.
4 o'clock.
Oh God!
It's 8 o'clock right
He's
now.
been eating at him for 4 hours.
It's haunted my daydreams.
A weight on his very soul.
Exactly.
Something about a hot pocket.
35 years later, I finally found my fear.
Where do the Tostino pizza rolls end?
Very important question. Is the cast from Scooby-Doo homeless? Because everything makes me think they're homeless.
They live
Is
in
the
a van.
is the cast?
They live in a van. They're constantly breaking into like old houses and rundown businesses to like look around.
Oh my God, you're right.
No,
They never get paid for their work.
They never get paid.
I'm sorry, I
They're
just sped a bit.
constantly wearing the exact same clothing.
No, Shaggy is definitely homeless, but I've got to think that Fred is just a trust fund kid. Who doesn't
Yeah,
wanna go
he
back
has to
home.
be. But the fact that they never get paid for their job well done means that they're
well
hippies.
done?
Are they jobs though?
well done? Well, yeah, it is.
Well, no, they're going out and they definitely, that paint job on that car is going to cost something, but
Yeah.
it never implies that they're doing it as a job. It's not like Ghostbusters. They got the like logo painted on the side.
They did it for like 14 years. How is it not a job?
They're
It's a hobby.
Scooby Snack distributors.
It's not a hobby.
When I
They're
was-
Scooby Snack distributors.
It's not.
That might be true.
I'll tell you, it's not a hobby because they're constantly breaking down, running out of gas. They do not have a job.
It's just all circumstance that the countryside is riddled with schemes.
Have you seen how they run? They're malnourished.
It's true though. Shaggy is constantly looking for food because he's A, on weed and B,
Yeah,
on hunger.
And where does he find the food? In these houses they break into.
and they eat dog food.
Yeah.
Because both
Well, Shaggy eats dog
yeah,
food.
Scooby and Shaggy both eat dog treats. That's I'm thinking that this is validated.
My headcanon is that Fred is a trust fund kid, so is
Velma. Well, not Velma.
So is Daphne. They're both running away. Daphne wanted to bring her best friend along, and they found some vagrant with a dog. Just get in the van.
Well, everybody needs that one friend that comes with them to make them look better.
Yes,
It's true.
Let's split up, gang. You guys go over there. Daphne and I will be in the van.
Definitely not having
Like,
a mystery.
You know,
they're just breaking.
they're searching for something.
They're searching for a bit. Scooby-Doo.
Well, no, and
Where
like,
are you?
so when I was in this was after high school, there was actually an insane asylum that was abandoned just north of us. And I don't know why, because we were young and stupid, I guess. We actually would take trips up there in the middle of the night. And there was one trip that we took up there that we ended up parking with like 4 people, and we took like this big bright flashlight, though, like one of those floodlights. Those
one of like the handle ones.
Yeah.
those ones that
The
are like
weapons.
like they were super super bright, and we brought a video camera, and there's like 4 of us, and so we walk up, and there was a video recording I have somewhere of this, and so we walk up to the front door and it's locked, and we're like, okay, we've been there before, we never got inside. And so we're like, well, we got everybody here, so we need to get inside there. And so we go around the back of this place. And as soon as we start getting around the back, we find a second floor window with a broken window. And so we're like, oh, we can get in there. So we start lifting people up. As we're doing that, the light dies. Like, we thought this thing was fully charged. The light dies. And so we're already heading into an abandoned asylum. And then the light that we have dies. This is like the beginning of a horror movie.
Yeah, this is the time when you're like, oh, okay, maybe this isn't such a good idea.
No, this is when my friend pulled out a knife and then held it in his hand with a blood grip the entire time. And so, we
stabbed the fan.
So we get everybody pulled up there. We had to be careful because there was some broken glass. And we go into this giant room, and it's pitch black in this place. The street lights are too far away. And so we're looking around, and like I have a small little like handheld a little twist end flashlight that's like duct taped to the end of the camera. And I go up to this one wall, and it's just like some people punching each other, like painted
On
onto
the
the wall? On the wall. And I'm like, what the hell went on in this place?
Like a boxing gym?
Yeah, I think it was something like that, but it's an insane
It must have been
It was so yeah.
I don't know then. Yeah.
So we're confused on this, and eventually everybody gets up at that point, and I think we went down one hallway, but it was a very long hallway apparently because we went super slow. And I remember I'm in the front with this camera. I'm the only one with the light, and I have one of my friends in the back. He has 2 knives in his hand, blood gripped, watching behind us like some ghost is going to be stabbed to death. And so we're going in these rooms, and there's just shattered glass. There were trash across the floor. It was looking like a horror house of sorts. But we know that this wasn't set up. This is legitimately what it was. And so we end up getting around to the front and unlocking the door. And as soon as the door was unlocked, everybody bolted out of this place, just freaking out, thinking like this place is haunted or whatever. And we ended up going back there at a later date with that light working. And as soon as we shot it at the ceiling, the entire place just glowed and the whole illusion was broken. We did steal some super adhesive spray there, though. Oh. And we found the breaker switch and then the whole thing was going. We did want to eventually go there one time, say, hey, you guys got to go check this out. And we were going to sneak upstairs and like stay there and wait. And then when they come around.
That's dirty.
Then when he came out, the guy with the knife is going to kill someone.
Yeah.
That would have been probably bad. But I do have videotape of this somewhere. That was probably 15 years ago.
So it's like after Blair Witch, after all those old, really good.
Yeah, it was around the time of Blair Witch, I think. Yeah. But yeah, sorry to derail, but that very much was like a Scooby-Doo story.
Well, yeah, I was just waiting for you guys to say, like, hey, gang, let's split up. And then the crazy old man millionaire who's trying to like evade his taxes.
Mr. McGregor. That's all. That was really strange about it too. It was never malicious. It was just like white collar crime.
It was just like some old dude trying to like get out of paying like property tax.
Yeah, it was a mine owner who just wanted to keep the gold for himself.
Every villain was a furry.
It's true.
No, the guy in the diver suit.
Then that's a scaly.
No, it's
diving suit.
That's not correct.
Well, somebody has a fetish
for a diving suit.
Somebody
like Swamp Thing is a furry. Let's just
yes. I will agree that the Swamp Thing is definitely a furry of some sort of caliber. Yeah. He has to be. What else is he? Seaweed? What else is he? Is he a
furry?
Vegan?
Is mammals. Scaly is reptiles. What are plants?
Vegan.
Yeah, they're just vegans.
Weird vegans who are way too into it.
I'm gonna cosplay as a sunflower.
Do they eat themselves? Are they also into four?
Is that how Soylent Green? Is that how Soylent Green got to come to be?
If you're a carrot that's into vor, is that still vegan?
Like if you're eating a broccoli and you're a carrot, then that's like your neighbor.
That's not cannibalism.
No, that's like eating your dog.
Yeah.
Wait, broccoli is like a lesser.
No, broccoli is definitely a similar being. If it's a radish, that's a dog.
Okay.
You feed those to pigs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Inside joke. Anyway, so that is okay. I think that answers your question, right?
I don't remember what the question was.
Are they homeless? I think they are.
Yeah, they're homeless.
I would agree that they're probably mild.
Mild?
No.
Wait. Okay, no.
Fred
wait, we have to go on this. No. Kyle, what is mildly homeless?
Like
Fred and Daphne
I agree.
They have a home and they just don't want to go back there.
Yeah, see, like I feel like you said, trust fund kids, they have a home. They're voluntarily homeless. Maybe not Scooby and Shaggy. They're probably going to be tossed. As soon as Fred and Daphne decide to go back to their posh lifestyle, they're just going to kick those guys right to the road, which they did in the live action movie, by the way. they kicked those guys over to the sands of California beaches to go eat old hot dogs and hoagies.
That sounds like fun.
Became beach bums.
They did become beach bums. Like they were legitimately homeless. They kept the van too.
They were probably beach buns. Beach buns. They were beach bums before. It's just now they're back home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, so at least that answers our questions for today. Our second bit that I did want to cover, we were trying to think of some like little middle things to do, and the idea I came up with was crossovers. Was coming up with an idea for a crossover between two movies or two shows of some sort that nobody asks for, but you would totally watch. And we're only going to do one right now, but apparently John has like 9 of them.
I made it to 10.
While we were sitting here, you made it to 10?
The last one isn't good, but
okay.
It rounds up.
They're probably none of them are good. So,
yeah.
So John, what would be a crossover of something that shouldn't exist, but you would totally watch? But you have it written down?
He has a list.
Number one.
Don't read the rest of them. He's got to do it for later.
I'm sorry.
Jackass and how it's made. So...
That's actually a really good one.
Whatever the prank is, and then they'd go like scientifically in detail of this is how a taser works. This is the elasticities of a rectum.
Wait.
Wait a minute.
No, he's right.
This would never be made because of that combination.
He's right though, because more than half of their gags were shoving something up their butt.
Yeah,
it's true.
They did seem to enjoy it. Can I?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you want another drink?
Yeah. Just any.
That would actually be fascinating.
Yeah, that would be actually a lot of some of them though. You don't really need how it's made. It's like so the Rocky Shore. Like, how do we punch somebody in the face while throwing water at them? I don't think we need a scientific explanation for that one. But the behind the scenes stuff would be
or like a physiological breakdown of this is what happens to the human body when it gets punched in the face when it's not expecting it. Here's the initial burst of endorphins.
There was that one time that they attached a bunch of fire extinguishers to a chair and they just let her go.
Yeah,
this is how a fire
almost killed one of the guys. Yeah. I'd see a breakdown of that. That'd be legit. I like that.
I would. Huh. Like that one should exist. Like,
yeah. How much force does it take to liquefy a man's bones using fire extinguishers?
Actually, what all that sounds is like when YouTube people are trying to come up with like those catchy titles or something to clickbait. It just sounds like clickbait.
It sounds like clickbait.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? What is that guy's name who consistently takes things to the extreme level? And he's like, well, if you were to take the moon and turn it into cheese, the gravitational force would actually blah, blah, blah.
XKCD?
Yes.
He's the scientist.
He has a comic. He's a comic. Yes, but he does scientific breakdowns of crazy bullshit.
Yeah, the what if?
Yeah,
the what if book.
That was what I was saying about.
That's what immediately I thought
Fire
of.
pole from the Earth to the moon.
Yeah, see, like that's what I thought
Here's
of.
when you would die.
Yeah, exactly, because of the gravitational force would rip you to shreds.
Hair dryer in a box. Well, it would break here, but if it never broke.
Like that is exactly what I thought of as soon as you said something about Jackass and turning that scientific, because they continually do things that you feel like shouldn't exist.
They shouldn't be done.
Yeah.
And the person being pranked wishes they weren't.
They're always voluntary though, unfortunately.
Well, it's not a prank if somebody's like knowing it's coming.
Yeah.
Well, it depends, I guess. You could probably like, hey, this is going to happen. And
I'm going to take a razor to your forehead. You don't know when.
Wait, that doesn't sound like a prank.
That's assault.
No, that was a prank. They had an electric razor and they were shaving people randomly.
Okay, an electric razor, but you're sounding like they're just pulling out of like a box cutter.
I feel like
Well,
you just stab somebody in the gut.
I didn't see every episode. Maybe.
They might have done it. Who knows?
Just imagining you stabbing somebody in the gut and being like, April Fools.
The audience loves it.
The audience loves it. No, that's like all those. That's the same thing with like all those old TV shows. You remember the old days, maybe like 8 or 9 years ago, like when Wipeout was a big thing, when all those other like reality TV shows were like hitting their absolute peak of insanity.
Right, they had the conveyor belt on top of a building, and they were throwing pianos.
Yeah, and that building. Oh my God, yes, that one too. I actually forgot about that one. But there was also like a bunch of TV shows that were like the public prank TV shows.
I hated those.
Where they would go into public and then do weird bullshit. And then expect people to have funny reactions, and then everyone would be very concerned, but the laugh track over the top of it would make it sound like
story
it was
about
okay.
That. Candid camera. It was invented in like the 50s, and they tried doing that, and everyone was upset. Like the end of every sketch, they were upset when they found out they were on camera.
Yeah.
The way they turned it around and made it a show was that as soon as the sketch was over, they said, "Oh, there's the camera. You're on TV."
Oh,
and it's I'm on TV. Oh, that's fine then.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't like those because I know
it always made me uncomfortable
because I know what it is. Like you only see like usually 1, maybe 2, possibly 3 versions.
Yeah,
they probably did it a dozen or 2 times.
Hundreds of times.
So they did this a ton of times, and then all they did was take the ones where somebody was funny, and they just skipped over on the ones where somebody did not react.
But there's also that. But then there's the times where like you got but the thing was like after you had that TV show thing, and then YouTube became a thing, there became the YouTube prank channel.
What was it, Ron Paul?
Ashton Kutcher?
No, what was that one guy?
No, it was
Paul. What was his
Aaron
name?
Paul?
Aaron Paul. Aaron
No.
Paul. Whatever. I don't care enough to even know.
Exactly. I don't even, he's so irrelevant as a person. It doesn't even matter. But the fact is, he made a lot of money by making a lot of people really uncomfortable. And some of the B-roll that he would sometimes throw would be like people like reacting viscerally to these situations where like they're about to jump in and like kick somebody's ass. And they're like, oh, no, it's a joke. And then they'd be like, what? Are you kidding me? Like I was about to kill you.
You know what? Maybe that's why he's a boxer now, because he got a lot of practice getting his ass kicked.
And dodging punches.
Maybe that's why.
They did do a reference to that kind of thing in Family Guy one episode where somebody just runs up to Peter and kicks him in the nuts.
You're on. I just kicked you in the nuts.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
It's like all pissed off, like, holy crap, man, why did you do that? Why? Like, you're on
TV.
You're on TV.
Again, Kyle. That's loaded. Didn't you learn your lesson?
So
I
Well, at
hardly
least
touched it.
You pointed it away from your face.
Wait,
For
I
those,
didn't even touch it.
hold on, Kyle. So
That's not a. It's at least one of.
for those not watching the video, Kyle almost took out his eye for a second
I did.
time.
I did actually.
So with a bottle.
The first bottle actually was very dangerous.
it's a quick diversion. So earlier he goes to open a beer that had a cork on it, and it literally pops off with the metal top. And when it does, I see it coming at me. It apparently hit him in the face. It's on my bed now.
It hit me in the side of the nose and came up and hit me on the bridge of my orbital, and it was shot.
But then,
right at you.
It shot right at me. But
from my face.
the metal piece and the cork went around me. I felt like, what was it? That one lady in Metal Gear that has like that backpack that all the bullets go around her. I felt like that. I felt invincible. Like no beer can take me down.
So obviously, I'm not going to buy any large bottled beer with corks in it from this liquor store because they apparently shake the fucking things like mad.
Or at least wear safety goggles.
Yes.
Or something. Well, I mean, I almost.
You took
No.
it hit my fan.
It did it. It hit the ceiling. It's a mark.
Wait, it is?
Oh, maybe.
I'm gonna charge you. Actually, we didn't find anything. I'm gonna
Maintenance costs for beer related accidents.
I don't think my HOA covers that. Anyway, all right. So, Kyle, what was your crossover?
Oh, my crossover. Okay, so I was thinking about it today, and I was like, what is the most silly but probably the most enjoyable thing to me? And I was thinking, since the new Space Jam movie is coming out, you know, like, well, his car.
It came out, isn't it?
Did it come out?
Yep.
Okay, well, sorry, not to date this then, but
We haven't seen it.
we haven't seen it. But the Space Jam movie came out, I guess. And it's got those cartoons going on and fun stuff. I thought like maybe like, you know, like the Evil Dead 2 with the Looney Tunes. And I thought that would be a really cool and fun and kind of neat idea.
Evil Dead with Space Jam?
No, not with Space Jam, but like the Looney Tunes.
Oh, I literally thought Space Jam.
Like Bugs Bunny with a chainsaw hand going, going here it is, Doc, or the demon. Like, I thought it would be great.
I'm just imagining Porky Pig just kind of limping down a hall going, ubbity, 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 ubbity.
See, it's a great concept,
Good-
and
yeah.
it needs to be
It's my
made.
bubba boomstick.
It's like, it's not just it's a boomstick.
He's just looking down at a small, like, Toon glove hand on the floor. He's got his staked down. He's like, "This is my boomstick." Boom. He takes out the little white gloved hand on the floor.
Aw.
You know what? I didn't like
Oh
this
my
idea, but I
God.
do now.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, Looney Tunes in Evil Dead, remake it.
Looney Tunes. I kind of want to see LeBron James in Evil Dead now, though.
Oh, he would probably be terrible because he's not a good actor. But that's
Compared to
fine.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan's also a terrible actor, but that's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say Michael Jordan. I don't think he was that good, but he was.
Yeah,
He was
star
acceptable.
Yeah, he had star power.
He had more star
Yeah,
power
he
than
was
LeBron
acceptable.
James has. Yeah.
Oh God,
Back in the day, at least. Yeah.
I'm crying. I'm
Yeah.
laughing.
I haven't seen a good LeBron James commercial.
Wait, he has commercials?
Yeah, he's
Michael
commercials.
Jordan. Oh, Space Jam
Okay.
was a Michael Jordan.
So I have something that
Yeah, it actually was. Yeah, you're right. It was.
thinking of that. So like for some of the podcast stuff, I needed to go to Office Depot and or like I went to Staples originally because I was looking for some grommet stuff for the desktop and couldn't find anything. But I go in there and like I'm at Staples and there's a big old cardboard cutout of Shaq. I'm like, okay, I'm at Staples and there's a big old Shaq. And I'm like, okay, don't understand this, but whatever. Didn't find what I needed, so I left. And then I went over to Office Depot. I go into Office Depot and there's another giant cardboard cutout of Shaq. And I'm trying to think.
Was it the same
What
Shaq
is-
cutout?
I can understand if you went to like Nike or
Foot Locker.
like Foot Locker, maybe, but Office Depot and Staples. What is with, because they're two different companies. I'm guessing they're owned by the same people. Well, why is it that both those have Shaq?
Well, he sells gold
Did
bonds?
it say what product he was?
No, he was standing in a suit. I guess that's enough for them.
I mean, it makes sense.
Big
to
and
me.
tall?
At a Staples?
I'm trying to think of the products that Shaq sells.
I know Big and Tall. Big and Tall is a thing.
He sells that. He sells gold
He
bonds.
sells Nike
Nikes.
shoes. And
I need to know this.
Sports
Like,
things.
No, it makes sense to me because if you're going to like Home Depot, you might be trying to build a shack.
like
And
what?
Who better?
Oh.
Not
Who better
Office
to promote
Depot.
building
What are you
shacks?
building? How are you building a shack at Office Depot? On a printer paper?
Yes.
No, you've stolen enough
No.
office supplies from your work that they
Yeah.
fired you. You need to finish it. So, yeah, I need a couple more things, printer paper to
You go
finish
over
the
there.
walls.
You go over there to get the cardboard, like
More
that one,
insulation.
like the episode of The Simpsons where they make the cardboard castle. Yeah, and you go to Office Depot to get a bunch of stuff.
These boxes.
So apparently, Shaq owns 155 Five Guys, 17 Auntie Anne's pretzels, 150 car washes, 40 24-hour fitness centers, a shopping center, a movie theater, and several Las Vegas nightclubs. But the random thing. Anyways, I searched Shaq Office Depot. Google figured it out,
Depot.
and I have the Shaquille O'Neal chair. It's from Office Depot. But I love that the first question that comes up is, how can I contact Shaq?
How do you wait?
It gives a number. Holy crap. It actually says this is if you want to book
Contact
Shaquille O'Neal for keynote speeches.
Speakers today.
Let's get Shaq on here.
No, we had Gilbert Gottfried last time.
No,
Shaq
we have to get Gilbert Gottfried first.
Wait. Okay. I need to go.
Michael, what's your Shaq?
Wait.
impression?
Okay. I need to go.
Yeah.
We need to. No.
I'm tall.
I need to
That's
go.
insulting. I'm also tall.
You're not tall. You're not Shaq
not
tall.
Shaq tall.
I need to go down every one of these questions right now. How many establishments does Shaq own? Okay. How much did Shaq pay at Walmart? What is Shaq address?
These are the auto-generated.
No, this is the commonly asked questions. Does Shaq own tigers? Does Shaq own Elvis?
Wait, I want to know if he owns
Wait a minute. What? That's even more strange than the tiger.
What food chain does Shaq own?
Five Guys.
What does Shaq do with his money?
Buys Five Guys.
What? Wait, what NBA? Yeah, you know what? You can just answer everything. But I'm just like the question of how much did Shaq pay at Walmart? Like, what is the answer to that? The biggest purchase in Walmart history. Oh, okay. He spent $70,000 after midnight. Okay. Then maybe, but okay.
Why a Walmart though?
I don't
Go to
know.
Trader Joe's or something.
But he
Wait,
can get more.
It depends what you're needing. If you want to buy an office chair, you can go to Office Depot for his quality Shaquille
true.
O'Neal leather chairs.
Non-sponsored, by the way.
You know, you can buy coffins on their website. Walmart.
Walmart?
Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant Office Depot.
And you can buy guns. You can buy
the
coffins. It's a convenient place.
Yeah.
You can't buy gun. Well, actually, not here in Minnesota.
Buy one get one free.
You can buy. I guess. Do they sell guns in the States now, or is that not a thing? I thought. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing
They
in
might
Walmart
have
anymore.
stopped.
I think they stopped that years ago.
Okay.
They used to though.
Yeah.
So thinking of crossovers, then I had one, and actually, I had this. Is a shower idea, and so I was trying to think of. I had some two cartoons. What?
It's a shower idea. So Porky's and what else?
No, no. So I had an idea. So it was My Little Pony
Oh boy.
Oh,
and
bring it back to roots.
Yes.
and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Ooh. I'm already sold after the
in
first half.
in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe.
Which year for cartoons? Like
okay, yeah, not the newer Teenage
like
Mutant
the
Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah, that one.
Turtles, like the old one where they had where the cartoon budget was He-Man level,
Yes.
and they had the gigantic sphere with the eyeball at the top.
Yeah, the good one.
Yes,
You
the
do
good one.
realize that there
we're on the
is
same
a
page.
movie entitled "The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Meet Batman."
Yeah, I know.
So
they're
this
already-
is a crossover that could happen.
So yeah,
It
they're
is.
already getting there. I mean,
Yeah.
they did the Transformers with MLP, so like, why not?
Yeah.
We can do it. But I thought that would be great because it would be like they'd be like, we need to solve this with friendship, and they'd be like, we'll kick their ass with sticks and crap.
yeah,
It'd be great.
Mhm.
So Twilight's
Yeah.
clearly Donatello.
Wait, no. Like when I'm
there are
talking
6 of them. It doesn't
Well,
matter.
I'm not saying
no,
I'm
then
not
what-
saying
what-
a
what are-
merger. I'm
what-
saying a crossover.
Yeah.
Would the
Like the
would
characters
the
from the
ponies
universe.
turn in like with I want to say Equestria Tales is not correct. With
Girls.
Equestria Girls. Would they turn into the turtles or would they just be ponies the entire time?
No, it's just like the normal horses, and they're just like in the universe with turtles.
I mean, they're already mutant horses.
I guess, yeah.
Like, it'd
they
be
would,
great,
They would
like-
fit in pretty good.
Like Shredder would pop up, and he's like, "Arr," because he's a pirate now. He's like, "Arr," and then like, and they'd be like, "The hell." Like,
Yeah,
where,
what the
where,
hell?
where did these come from? And like, which would be kind of confusing. The fact that he's fighting like mutant turtles, and then suddenly he's confused by horses walking around.
Yeah, but like,
But-
You
how
would
could
be
he fight
confused,
them?
actually.
They'd be so adorable.
The turtles were green and these horses are purple. It doesn't make sense anymore.
There's too many colors, Mike.
Too many colors.
Yeah.
He's like those creatures that can only see movement. He can only see green.
Yes.
And then Krang is just like, ooh, I love the ponies.
Shredder, get me those horses. Get me
the ponies. You can collect them.
You know, like what's the name of the
Bebop, Rocksteady.
what's the name of the rat?
Bebop and Rocksteady.
The rabbits? Usagi Ojimbo?
No.
I can't-
Well, I'm trying to
Remember
figure
the
out.
rabbit.
I'm trying to figure out the name of the rat that's their teacher.
Shredder.
You're
Or no,
just
Splinters.
No,
Shredder?
It's
Whoa,
Splinter. It's Splinter.
You're like giving away like the Vader's of the
Yes,
father
it's
on that one.
Splinter.
No, I'm trying to figure out like the fifth character that's most important, and you're pulling out bunny names from like our ancient history.
The episodes that nobody watched.
I want to know how
Except
you
for
keep.
us.
Well, Baxter was the fly. I remember
Yes,
that.
Baxter was the fly. Mona Lisa was one of the female.
Mona Lisa?
Yeah.
That was one of the female.
Did they run out of ideas?
Well,
No,
the other
yes.
one-
Oh,
the
yes, they did.
Yes, they did. They did
To be
hard.
perfectly honest, they had a surface level, barest surface level idea for the initial. It was basically, what is Jet Li? What is an IP animal that has not been taken yet?
Yes. Who else can we? Well, let's give a guy hockey gear and just say he's a ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw him in there.
That's good.
Yep.
We
Call
can't do
Jason.
that. It's too close to the Karate Kid.
I like-
What are we going to call their foot?
They're turtles. They're made out of turtles
Maybe
and
they were
stuff.
maybe
What do
they
we-
were future thinking, and they were like, "Hey, soon enough in the future, we're gonna have to make a live action of this.
Somebody-
the CG budget of the turtles are gonna be
Oh my
expensive.
God.
We need to go cheap on the villain." They're like, "Just put a hockey mask
But-
on him and give him some forks."
But
Yep.
the live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies,
The Legend of the Ooze.
were so terrible. They were amazing.
they
The
were
first one was
they were good.
really good.
the one.
Well, okay, so
Good.
in context, the first one was very good, even on a technical level, I think, because of the facial construction that they had going on.
What do you
and-
compare it to?
animatronics are
Howard the
good.
Duck?
Okay, we don't talk
No.
about that.
The
No,
first
what
one,
was I
they
saying?
were actually a fair bit more adult. They had the turtles
Mhm.
cursed. There was
They did,
death
yes.
scenes. People died
Mhm.
in the first one. They went a little bit more PG on the second and third ones, but the
Yep.
first one was brutal.
And you know what? I always confuse the original turtles, like the one with the animatronic face and everything,
Yeah.
with Ghostbusters. Like for some reason, they
little
just
bit.
they always feel
Well,
similar. They were like in the same. City.
They weren't made. They were not made at the same time.
They weren't made at the same time, but no, that's a crossover I want.
Is
like-
it Ghostbusters? The
Yes,
Teenage
well.
Mutant
It's
Ninja
like
Turtles?
they think that they're ghosts and they're trying to take them out. Like
They're disappearing in the
I
manholes.
just I
Was
just
it
want like
ooze?
I just want just Bill Murray like with a like nunchucks.
I could see
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that'd be fun.
An old and crabby Bill Murray. with
No,
nunchucks.
no, his Ghostbuster days. I don't think I need him. He break a bone.
He was old and crabby with Ghostbusters.
yeah.
But he was crabby at least. I can't call him old because then I
No,
know
he wasn't- I guess
He was
wasn't old.
young and crabby.
He was young and crabby.
Mhm.
He wasn't paid enough for this
Like
shit.
his-
He's young
like-
and
He's
spry.
never been paid enough for that shit.
like in Groundhog Day. Young and crabby.
Mhm.
Actually, you know what? So I just learned recently that that there was originally on the cutting room floor of Groundhog Day a reason why he was in a loop. Before it was cut well before the movie was actually created, but the whole reason was originally that he had recently broken up with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend was not happy about it, and ended up going to some like curse witch doctor thing. No. It found a book that was like 101 curses or something, and it was some cheap thing, and it was supposed to be that was the reason for it. And I'm glad they didn't put that in.
Good they kept that out.
No, because the fact you don't know why it
makes it way better.
It's the lack of information.
The lack of context makes the movie more interesting.
But they said there was no filming.
There's character development. It's not about the actual thing.
Well,
it's character development.
No, because then it actually adds a lot of extra context, like him seeing himself as becoming a god within it. Like there's a quote about God that came with it.
Yes.
Of like God, like God isn't omniscient. He's just seen everything so many times. And like that was actually really in depth. But no, they said they cut that before it. There was no filming, no nothing. It was on the floor before they even finished writing, and they cut it. So it was early on, but it was just interesting that there was actually an idea for it. And then they're like, no, we don't need a reason for it, but let's just do it anyway.
Yeah. Michael.
Yes, Michael, what is your crossover?
What is your crossover?
So I gave a little bit of thought, and something I would actually like to see. Do you remember the movie The Mist? Where a mist rolls in and there's people in like a grocery store?
Yeah.
I want that, but Dunder Mifflin from The Office. That group of people.
The Office?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Dwight, freaking, what was his name? Dwight?
Yeah,
Dwight.
Just him being like, I've dealt with this kind of thing before. And trying to take control of the situation.
That would be, I can literally picture the movie in my brain right now.
It would be amazing.
That's perfect.
Just Michael be like, everybody don't panic. Dwight trying to take control. He'd be like the religious person.
Yeah. He's like overly crazy, and everyone is overly into what he's selling
this would happen.
for no reason.
He's like prepared somewhere. He's got like a stash where
he's just lighting candles all over the fucking place.
It would be so good.
Someone else is putting out the candles because it's gonna burn down the store.
You know, there's going to be that one scene where like they're doing that, like, you know, where they're having him sit down with the camera to talk about a situation that recently happened. And then like somebody just gets grabbed and pulled out the window behind him. And they're just like,
it would just immediately cut to like the scene where they're just standing in front of the camera. Like,
nobody liked Dave anyway.
Yeah.
He wasn't a big puller of the team.
You just see him getting slammed wall to wall.
He's like,
anybody gonna help him?
And then Dwight's over there with the Bible. No Bible was in the store. He just has it. Just like, big iron demon.
I've never seen The Office, but I kind of want to.
That would be great. And then like at one point, what is the I don't mean to typecast, but the overly large black guy? I don't remember what his name is.
I can't remember his name either. I watched like 10 episodes.
But like he just randomly like he's absent the entire movie until like halfway through. He just kind of walks in outside with a box of Cheez-Its. He just walks to the front door. He's just like, what's going on here, guys? Just eating food. He's walking in the door.
Grabs like another box of some of the food, just checks out and walks out the door.
And then he's like looking back and everybody's like fighting and like going like rah, with crosses and stuff. He goes,
I'm just
weird. He just walked back out the door.
I just keep imagining the smaller characters in The Office just being pulled away by giant octopus monsters, and then just cutting to a single person. It's like he ate all the bagels in the break room this morning. I wasn't that sad.
It wasn't a big deal, to be honest. It wasn't a large loss.
Yeah.
Oh, that is actually a fantastic.
See, you're supposed to give ideas for something that shouldn't exist, but now I'm getting a lot of like
those definitely should exist.
Yeah,
do you want ones that actually shouldn't exist?
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of actually want them to exist now, but time wise, we are hitting into the territory where I'm going to pull in some questions from Discord. So I asked for anybody that's a patron or a Twitch sub, I asked a question of, hey, give us some questions. And I said that weird questions are okay. The problem is I didn't expect like this weird. So anyway, let's see here. What's the first one I have here? Some of these will be, I'll answer at once. Flutterkind asks, do you have a body pillow of Peter New? And then he says, why or why not?
Why don't I?
Yeah. I don't have any body pillows. So I don't.
What?
I do not have any body pillows. I do not want any body pillows. Michael has bought me a pillow, and I'm thankful for that pillow. I like that pillow.
It's a little couch pillow.
It's a little couch pillow.
I also have a body pillow I refuse to acknowledge.
Yeah, actually, I think all of ours exist because other people bought them for us.
Yeah.
And so I have two.
There's two right there.
Yeah, I have two, but I've always had one, and actually, it was my ex originally had wanted one, and so when we broke up, I got it. And when I don't have any walls, I just use them as my identifier to the edge of the bed. Except for every now and then the one falls in the air conditioner. That's not so useful.
Mm-hmm.
But then other than that, it's worked pretty good.
See, like whatever the actual pillow part of the body pillow that you guys gave me, I've just relegated it to being the backstop for my couch. Like that's the nice like end pillow for my couch now.
I like how everybody here is just like, I only have it because it's good back support. I don't cuddle it when nobody's watching.
So
no, actually, I use it. I use it because a body pillow is nice because normally I want to sleep on my stomach on my side. A body pillow allows me to have a reason to pull my leg up on the side and will help me sleep on my side correctly.
So you know what I use for back supports? Either the back of the couch or the headboard of my bed.
Or I tie myself to a log.
So only honest answers.
I'm with you on that.
You've never looked at that pillow, looked at its face, and booped its nose.
No, it's a pillow. So I have two pillows. One was a gift from the artist, and the other one is a gift from a friend.
You never booped their noses.
No, it's a pillow.
Wow. I mean,
it's on there because it was a gift, and I've actually kind of originally I used to have on the old stream setup. I used to have my bed in the background, and then I kind of felt bad if I didn't have things that gifted to me on my bed, so I always left them there, and I made sure they were visible because then it's like, hey, look.
Well, I like to make this claim, but two of the ones on my bed I paid for. So
yeah, the two. No, do you have yourself? You have the one yourself.
That one.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a gift.
I want to get you a body pillow of that's not like any artist rendition. It's just literally a picture of you.
Please no.
Oh God, that would be horrific.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be awful. But there'd be a friend in the backside.
No, especially if you wake
no
finger to the mouth.
Especially if you just wake up to it. So you wake up in the morning, you turn around and you see yourself.
You're like, good morning.
It's Michael's good side.
Oh God.
I have difficulties waking up in the morning. If I were to turn around and suddenly see myself, I would wake up.
You'd hit the floor pretty fucking quick.
You can't see this, but there is something deep and primal in me that looks at that pillow and is like, I want to boop that.
Okay.
You can tell she's a biter, though.
Boop its nose.
She's biting.
Just going through here, we have a lot of questions, so we're gonna kind of like shotgun this. So shut up, Michael. Blurtable asks, what color is blue?
Blue.
It's the color you get when you smash a Smurf. When you step on one.
Yeah. Have you done that before?
I mean, it's a lot of fun.
When's the last time you were in Belgium?
Wait, what? What?
That's actually
good.
I like that actually.
Okay. Who is best horse? So this is the MLP reference.
Well, it's a purple
one. The purple one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Sunshine or Starlight Glimmer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear you say it first because you're like hesitant to.
I'm gonna do Blue Horse, Rainbow Day.
Oh yeah, it's derp.
It's derp. Yeah, that's an easy one. I could have answered everybody's question.
You like the strong silent type.
She's not silent. She's just reserved.
Yes. She's
She likes the strong.
She only
ones.
speaks when she needs to speak.
Yep.
He likes a horse that can throw him.
Here's a
big steppy.
Can crush rocks.
Okay,
Big steppy.
This one, I'm gonna read it, but you're gonna have to listen to it. Luna Pulsar asks, if the sun was setting on the horizon, what number would the color red be, true or false?
It would be 67. It would be false.
Everything's red number 5, which is true.
Everything's Cancer.
Yeah.
Everything is cancer.
Everything is Cancer.
Everything is. And when the sun is setting, don't look at it, or you will catch Coke.
Is that the last part of the question? That's not a question.
That was the question.
That's a statement.
No, there was a question mark. That makes it a question.
True or false?
It says true or false.
So false.
False.
So false. Okay, we'll go with that. I like
67 false.
67.
Yeah.
67 true. Flutterkind again asks, what happened to Michael's questions?
Cut for time.
I was
for time.
So, yes.
I got a message that said, if I will hit you,
Michael was Michael was rambunctious. I asked the supporter chat, hey, ask some questions for the podcast. And Michael, I asked audience for questions and Michael responds with a whole bunch of questions. And I told him, Michael, shut up. And so he did.
They were
and
good
then Lunar asked, or Flutterkind, asked, where did his questions go? And he says he removed them for raisins.
Raisins, and because he's dumb.
Okay. Warhorse asks, if a tree falls in a forest and a deaf person is around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Wait.
Well, did it kill the deaf person or not?
I'll leave that up to artist interpretation.
How are they there to
he
hear
heard it? He heard it because he felt it.
I will call into question as to how you can hear something if you're deaf. Well, you could probably feel it. I would say you would feel
the
it.
vibrations,
but that's different.
No, yeah, but no. Actually, no, it's the same thing.
A vibration is hearing if it's through your skin.
Yeah, your hearing is your ear canal vibrating from a sound of shockwave through the air. So I would say that technically, impacting of the ground is just a very large sound.
If you put in 0% or if you put in 1,000 decibel earplugs and you stood next to a subwoofer, you would feel music.
Yeah, and if you touch the wire going to the subwoofer, you would feel an electric current, but you wouldn't be hearing that.
Yeah, that's feeling and hearing is two different things.
but you would be able to at least, because the way that I would interpret that is
that's touch. That's not air current.
You can
it
feel
sound
bass.
You can't,
but you can also hear it, and that's two different sensations.
It says, does it make a sound? You cannot hear the sound, but you
would
can
make a sound.
confirm a sound.
Yes.
It does.
So
make a sound.
if it said, can you hear the sound? No.
Especially if it lands on you.
But you can confirm a sound.
Yep.
Widowmaker trees.
Bus filming pone asks, I think this one has to be, of you had to choose between an apple or a banana, what would it be?
Apple.
I have like a banana every day right now, so I'm gonna probably go with banana.
I would say banana, actually.
I have apple.
Banana and peanut butter. It's a good mix.
Apple and
has
honey.
Potassium, which you don't get enough of nowadays.
Apple and honey beats banana and peanut butter.
The next question is for other things.
It does.
Michael, if you were to ask one question, what would it be?
I guess I had to bring up one of my questions.
I think you have them before.
Heck, what were my questions? Oh yeah, does the chamber pot, the living chamber pot from Beauty and the Beast, enjoy his job?
No.
You don't?
No.
I don't remember what that is.
Remember everything in the.
I'm sorry, I don't watch Disney movies apparently as much as you do.
Well, Beauty and the Beast, all the appliances were alive.
There's a Beast and there's a Beauty. I don't know what else there is. I think there's a teapot.
Michael, as a learned man, I would think, no, he wouldn't enjoy it. But that's the point.
Do you enjoy not being able to do the normal
I'm just
things?
imagining a giant beast and this poor chamber pot person.
Wait,
chamber pot, do you mean a toilet?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You don't know what chamber
Do you not know what
I mean,
chamber pot
really?
is?
Okay, when you say chamber pot, that's just a fancy way of saying toilet.
No, it's a specific thing.
Well, what's the difference?
It's a pot.
It's a pot.
It's literally a pot.
But what's the difference?
There's a pot to piss in.
It has no running water.
The difference is it doesn't flush.
Well, if he swallows.
Where does
the pot?
What?
Yes.
He's alive.
He is
That's
alive.
not
He
how
wishes
the Beauty
he
and the
wasn't.
Beast.
No, now he's not going to. He was happy with his life until like 30 minutes later.
He just,
Apparently,
I'm a bowl. I'm a bowl.
B-State Taco Bell.
what are they going to cook in me? Soup? A broth? Oh no! Oh God, no!
You
No!
not again. The shadow cometh.
And you know that the Beast is like a beast in like every aspect. So like,
Yeah, he's
the force of his stream just like erodes the copper and iron on the side of it.
Go in the woods. He did. He's like he ate an entire deer today. Oh my no! Please no.
Well, that went. Okay,
Well, that was a horrible question. Thank you, Michael.
Actually, this is just a journey into Michael's psyche.
Jesus Christ.
It is not a pleasant journey. Okay, Spike Shoe
Not
asks,
enough beer.
Spike Shoe. Actually, I will agree that the Lindemans cast that is actually really good.
Really good.
It was good. It was a very fruity beer. I wouldn't call it a soda.
Current
it felt like a juice.
Current or elderberry beer is always good.
No, I don't know if it would be something I want to drink a lot of, but normally, like with the normal beer, I'd be like 1 or 2 sips, and I'd be like, no, that was good.
Yeah, it's good.
So yeah, Spike Shoe asks, what is the best flavor of tea?
I like Earl Grey. Either that or
John's really thinking so.
It's Earl Grey, or when I used to have a mint plant where I'd actually I would literally just take mint leaves from my mint weed
so you make
and then put that in hot water and steep it. That was really good. I used to do the camping even.
Just mint.
No, that'd be fine. Really, all tea is just shoving plants into water and
plant leaves and water.
I used to drink a lot of green tea before I moved up here.
If you guys have never tried it before, you can actually make you can literally make pine nettle tea, and it's also very good. Yeah. Although you're supposed to use specific nettles, you can't use the tiny ones. You have to use the long 2 or 3 combination ones, I believe, because those ones aren't carcinogenic.
John, what was yours?
I just want to say Arnold Palmer, but that's different.
That's not tea.
That's not a tea.
I know, but
I mean, it's kind of, it's American tea, but mine is actually ginger, and it's only because like I have some vertigo issues, and ginger is a natural remedy to help with vertigo. So I actually started drinking originally when I had some vertigo issues when they started popping up, and so I just kind of got into it because it has like I wouldn't call it spicy, but it has a kick to it, and it has a taste to it that just I enjoy. In ginger or lemon ginger, either of the two. Okay, Kel-chan, he says, time to be horrible. He says, time to be horrible, and then he put a whole bunch of Japanese characters. I have no idea
It says, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
I have, maybe.
What did he say? Oh boy, time.
I
checked it earlier.
Wait, it does?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, because I was not going to actually look it up. So how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck was chucking in Japan?
Well, they don't exist there, so not a whole lot.
Well, no, they can chuck wood. He exists. They're there.
He'd chuck all the wood that a woodchuck could. If a woodchuck was in Japan.
If a woodchuck could chuck Japan wood, would he chuck all of the Japan wood, or would he only chuck?
Well, he would take him like 15 episodes.
Yeah. At least.
Yeah, he would glow green or not green. Sure.
He turned blonde.
Is Super Saiyan woodchucker, and he's green. But yeah, thankfully
he chucks all the wood.
He says it's time to be horrible. I'm like, I'm not going to translate that. Before.
He knew that we wouldn't translate that.
I did.
I want to see what that actually translated to after this.
No, that's what he said. No, Michael said he did already.
We're trusting Michael.
Yes,
Jewel.
That was a good idea.
So you were lying.
Jules asks, and this is a question based on whether or not you have or not. Have any of you ever broken a bone?
Oh yeah, multiple. Yep. I actually broke. I actually. Well, I didn't. I fractured. 1, 2, 3. It was 4 bones in my training. I fractured 4.
Oh yeah, your leg. You were out for earlier.
It was my hip, and it was 2 places in my hip. I fractured a finger, and I also fractured my left shoulder.
For context, you were in the National Guard training.
Yes, I was in Fort Benning for 6 months, and I fractured 4 bones.
You were out for a couple of weeks.
I had broken multiple bones before that too. Yeah, I was out for a month and a half. I was allowed to fire a rifle, but that was about it. So
you spent the whole time down there just like injured.
No,
his trigger finger worked.
It was like 2 months out of the 6.
Johnny, have you broken any of your bones?
No, I've got scars, but bones are intact.
Michael, have you broken bones?
The same one 3 times, all the same place.
Why?
Well, I was running through the house, and I would always catch my foot on like this corner, like this TV stand in my parents' place. I'd be like, and I like run through the house.
You laugh?
Like, yeah, as a kid.
Wait, that sounds like you're wheezing.
Well, I am wheezing. Like, I was running through the house, and 3 times I managed to catch my foot on the side of this TV stand, and I broke my pinky toe all 3 times. And now it's actually crooked on my foot.
Yeah, it's foot.
Like my pinky toe is like this. It's just on its side now.
the lazy Susan of the pinky.
So I think I've broken 2 bones, but one of them I've broken multiple times. For one of them it was my toe, and I can't confirm it was broken, but I was walking down the stairs one time, and I stepped apparently as wrong as you possibly could, and I sound it was a gunshot sound. It was echoing through the hallways, and all I remember was going down the stairs and then face planting the rest of the way, screaming. It was one of the most, that and a root or when one of my teeth died. Yeah, I'm gonna get a root canal. That were the 2 most painful things in my life. And I have gotten like gashed wounds. Flesh wounds are nothing compared to some of these. And I remember falling to the ground, and it was for weeks. I couldn't walk correctly because I had that broken. And I mean, I had an injury where I couldn't walk for six weeks before. This was more painful. So I had that. I'm pretty sure I broke something. And the other one is I have cracked my head open 4 times. I probably think about 4 times.
Really? 4
So
times?
One of them was me and my brother were like wrestling or something. And I don't remember much of the details about it, but I know that we were like throwing each other around, and we were going one direction, and my head went right into the corner of a wall. And bam. And this was, I think, one of the last times. And at that point, I was so used to it that my mom just grabbed a towel, wrapped it around my head, put an ice cream bucket on my head. And that was how I went to the doctor, with a towel and an ice cream bucket. I was a knight in shining armor.
With the towel and ice cream bucket.
The towel was to keep the armor nice and safe. So yeah, it was but yeah, I've cracked. That's why I'm always scared, because as I'm balding, I'm always scared about like could I shave and just go bald? I'm like, no, there's a lot of scars up there. I don't think
scars make character. It's fine.
Well, yes, but when people are asking the question,
the ladies love scars, especially if they're on your cranium.
But when it looks like you've just been headbutting everything,
but that's what's cool. You can make up like a pattern. You can make up a lie, like you headbutted a bear or something.
And if they don't like me, you headbutt them.
Why is there an incomplete tic-tac-toe game on your head?
And
I turned my head and hit another corner.
Actually brings up another one of my stories.
Wait.
No, I had a similar issue with one of my brothers, where when I was younger, and I have a scar across my eye where I got stitches. It's fairly faded at this point, but he was just chucking like glassware down a stairwell when he was little. He was just grabbing stuff out of the cabinets, running over to the stairwell, and chucking it down the stairwell.
As one does.
In Kentucky.
And in Kentucky, and I walk up the stairwell to try to stop him, and he comes to the stairwell and has this really heavy glass, like it's super heavy, heavier than that because it was like filled with water at the bottom and beads would rattle around, so it was always more like that, yes. And he chucks it down the stairwell, and it whacks me right above the eye and splits my head wide open. And I go upstairs and I'm like, Mom, he hit me with a glass, and I'm just got blood rushing down my side of my face. She's like, you're bleeding. I'm like, I am.
No, I will agree. When you crack your head open, you don't. There's not, I think, much like nerves up there.
Really.
You don't
there
really,
isn't. No, it's all blood.
You only know when there's blood. Yeah, I will agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was I went to the hospital, got stitches.
I had something very similar happen actually, where it didn't crack my orbital bone, but there is a scar right here that when I was 6 and I was playing with my sister who was 3, we had this plastic table and there was a plastic cup on it because my parents wanted us to be safe because they were both plastic.
This is a great way to start the story about injury.
I am as a smart 6-year-old underneath the table,
6-year-old
on my back, pointed up towards the ceiling, my face pointed up the ceiling, and I'm kicking the bottom of the table and with my front legs and holding on to the other half of the table with my arms, and the glass, as it should via the laws of gravity, rolled completely off the table and just straight into my face and cut a gash right here on the side of my, like, it literally landed on top of my eye, right in the crook of my orbital socket, and it split all the way down. I had to go to the ER. I had it glued shut, and because they were like, we don't want to put stitches next to your eye. We're gonna use the glue instead. So that's my cup. Actually, it was plastic. It was safe.
I had going off the injury stuff. My sister actually has a very interesting. If you ever look at my sister on her, I think it's her right eye. There's a split in her eyebrow.
Oh, yeah.
A little split there. And that is because when I was very young, I had this giant monster truck on wheels. And I can't remember all the details with it, but she was at the bottom of the stairs and I was at the top.
Uh-huh.
And that monster truck went on a ride. And it was it was a big monster truck and it went all the way down and it slammed her in the face and it gashed really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember the full details out of it. I can't remember a couple visual things, but yeah, there's a scar, like cut her eyebrow in half because of that.
Oh, I have a similar story where I injured my sister. Like,
I just punched her in the face.
Well, no, she was pouring a glass of Kool-Aid in like a ceramic mug.
It's very aggressively.
Oh yeah, she was pouring a glass of Kool-Aid in a ceramic mug. I remember mug, and I decided to just pick on her. Like, I'm gonna take this. So I take it, and she's like, "Give me that back." I'm like, "No," and I'm like holding the mug up like this, and she's chasing me through the house. I'm like, "Ha ha ha ha!" Whacked her in the face with the mug. Broke one of her teeth in half.
Oh my! One of her child teeth? Yeah, of course.
Wait,
No.
so in the
One of her adult
One
teeth?
of her adult teeth. We were like teenagers at this point.
Oh no!
So she's like just distraught, looking in the
Screaming in
mirror,
pain.
screaming, and she's like, "I'm hideous, I'm hideous," because it was like one of her front.
Oh, it was one of her. It was one of her.
And
duck
I
teeth.
was pretty upset because of what I had just done.
Yeah,
By
I
accident,
bet.
mind you. She did go to the dentist. She did have it repaired, but you can kind of tell even now.
So
But
wait, so
funny.
if we shorthand this, you wanted your sister's Kool-Aid so bad that you permanently disfigured her.
Yep.
No,
When he was 6,
Scarred her for life
It's supposed to
over
be
the Kool-Aid
funny.
man.
What flavor of Kool-Aid was this?
It was cherry Kool-Aid because that whole incident is like burned into my brain.
Yeah, I would think so. Okay, we definitely took that
next
one to
question.
its extreme. Nolan asks, "What is the purpose of the appendix?"
There is no purpose.
It is to give doctors more money.
No, it's a crucible. Those who can survive a burst appendix are stronger than those
The
who
rest.
It's like the Black Plague.
Yes.
It is. I mean, back in the day, if you burst your appendix, you're pretty much fucked.
Yeah, you can't go into space if you still have your appendix.
Yeah,
because
it's
if you do, you're dead.
Yeah,
Yep.
actually, I remember hearing that.
Really?
Which is because they don't want to have somebody.
Astronaut.
If you say
I still have mine.
you went up to
Can't go to space.
No.
so you went up to the ISS and you still had your
I can't go
appendix,
to wars.
and then it goes. Then there's a problem.
What
do you do?
Fuck about that.
Well, that's like saying what if you go up into space and one of your lungs gets cancer? What do you do?
Well, no, but at that point they're gonna. Do you think
They can bring you
Cancer
down.
is-
Okay, they're gonna scan every single atom that is in your body before you go up there.
Mhm.
They're gonna know if you have cancer, and you're not gonna get a disease because they can, well, for the most part, determine everything beforehand.
Appendicitis is, I've got a pain. Then 12 hours later, oh God, I've got pain.
Yeah, actually,
and then 24 hours later, either surgery or death.
I believe my old roommate had both his appendix and his tonsils at the same time.
Wow.
At the same time?
I can't remember, but like he ended up saying that like he had one pain and then it led to another pain, and it was just like I was at a convention. I was just gone, and I come back, and he's like, "Yeah, I almost died."
Yeah, I almost died.
Like,
God,
what?
how do you have both the appendix and the tonsils at the same time?
Really, it's just about flipping both coins and getting
Yeah.
them to land on their edge.
But what would cause both of them at the same time?
Depression.
It's like, it's flipping two coins and having them
It was
both land
merely-
on their edge.
It
at
The
was-
same
man
time.
died merely of sadness.
It was clearly conventions. Conventions cause
Yep.
appendicitis.
It's
true.
All right, so bus filming phone asks another question here. What is everybody's favorite cereal?
Captain Crunch.
Why?
Honey Bunches of
What do you
Oats.
mean? Why?
It like destroys the roof of your mouth every time you
Yeah,
eat
it does.
it. Yeah.
Unless it's just
Okay,
berries.
okay.
Crunch berries.
I'm on my own
Crunch berries
No,
are different.
If I had to actually pick one, like the Crunch Berries and stuff, do they taste good? Sure, but they don't really. They're too sweet. I actually, to me, Honey Nut Cheerios,
Wow.
because Honey Nut, I know,
Seems
like
boring.
normal Cheerios is boring.
Yeah,
Wait,
But Honey Nut Cheerios is actually, it has a nice balance of sweet and good.
no, which is more old man? Honey Nut Cheerios or Honey Bunches of Oats? Because that's
Honey Bunches of Oats.
No, honey
That
Nut
is
Cheerios.
Nice.
Honey Bunches of Oats.
Raisin Bran.
No, if you get the big brick
Wheaties.
for Wheaties.
No,
Wheaties is old, man.
No, Wheaties is if you play basketball.
Wheaties, if you
That's
get
what they put on the carton, so you buy it.
I know, and I'm falling for it.
Cream of wheat.
Oh no, yeah, cream.
Wait, cream of celery. That's my cereal.
no, grape nuts. If you buy
Yes,
grape nuts, you're
no.
old.
grape nuts are delicious though.
But,
You're
but,
old.
but no store brand grape nuts.
It doesn't matter. Grape nuts are the expensive cereal, no matter what brand. They
But like
are.
you looked at me and you were so defeated when I called you old because you ate grape nuts.
Wait, I didn't answer my favorite cereal. My favorite cereal is Fruity Pebbles.
I have
No.
I have eaten a lot of cereals. I have never ever eaten Fruity Pebbles because I don't want to eat 8 different kinds of food coloring and then have that wreak havoc on my body.
Do we have to come back to Red 5?
Yeah, but this isn't about like if I'm going to eat a practical cereals, it's Chex. Chex
is good. What about Kix?
No,
Kix is fun. That's bland.
my main problem with
better than Chex.
my main problem with like Rice Krispies and Fruity Pebbles is that it's good until you're running low on cereal. And then you're just spending the next 5 minutes chasing around your cereal. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's the kind of what was the cereal that had alphabet letters in it?
Alphabets.
Alphabet soup.
Is it literally? No, it's not alphabet soup. There was
It's soup is
another-
cereal.
There was a
Cereal
cereal.
soup?
No, it's
soup is not
you
fucking
do
cereal.
not pour milk on soup.
Actually, that's not true. I make soup with milk in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's in the cooking process. You don't have a bowl full of soup and then pour milk into it.
Okay,
A,
that's
a
fair, yeah.
chunky brand cereal.
Yes.
It's like a concentrate.
Campbell's needs to make a
Campbell's
cereal.
chunky cereal.
Yes.
I'd eat that.
Chocolate Campbell's.
You would eat
Chocolate Campbell's is just
chocolate Campbell's.
when you now I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want.
Next question.
Yeah, I don't want to think about it anymore. So Bus asked a second question. He says ask Edmar later, but I don't see anymore. I'm not sure if this is a come on or something, but what is your idea of a good time?
That's definitely a come on. Who is this guy?
This is Bus.
He wants to
He's a
know.
moderator on the.
I don't know Bus, but I feel like he's sus.
Bus is sus.
Sus bus.
Sus Bus.
He just wants to.
Actually,
He just
my
wants a good time.
It
My
depends
idea-
with who.
my idea of a good time is exactly what we do at sociables. Actually, it's having a nice day, going outside, having a couple of drinks, and just chit chatting with friends for a couple hours. That's the whole reason the podcast actually got started, was because it was just us having essentially these exact same conversations.
Well, it was that, and then also our talk with the Owl City guy, where we had a podcast with the Owl City guy.
And no, actually, to me, it was I think it was John. You brought up randomly at when we were at Sociables. Sociables was a local liquor place here. And we were sitting outside, and you brought up something about like Godzilla or writing.
I do remember
a
that
documentary.
Too,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like an autobiography, and there was like a couple that was sitting next to us, and we're just chit chatting for like a while, and they just looked at us and they said, "Do you guys do a podcast?"
Yeah,
And we're
that's
like,
true.
"No," and they're like, "Well, you guys are pretty entertaining," that was what the idea was. And that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
God, that was.
I feel that's what led up to this.
No, that was what kind of actually did. So
I would agree with that. You are correct. You've made mention of that many times, but that being the inhibitor for this thing.
Yeah, and so that's what that kind of came out. So to me, that's what the best time is, just having a couple of drinks and just like whether we go to conventions or we go to sociables or we go to any place to just chill and have stupid conversations that just where there's no limits on the conversation, where no matter somebody brings up something and that goes another direction. It just keeps going for like 4 hours. Those are the best times.
My idea of a good time is
I would just also say big boobs.
sure.
Yeah.
My idea of a good time is very similar to yours in that the only difference is I go into my room, I shut the door, and people leave me alone for the rest of the day.
You know, that I actually
That's exactly the same.
I brought this up earlier because he brought it up too. So like when I come home, I sit down and I start watching these videos. Then you come home and you're like, you want to chit chat. But then because I'm in my private place, but then when you go to your private place, you get to shut your door and like shut everything up. But when I'm in my private place, no, I have to talk with Michael.
Well, it's because I'm cooking supper downstairs.
No, you walk in the door and then you keep saying, hey, I read more of a book. Hey, I did this. Hey, I did that.
Well, where's your door?
I'm going to go and knock on your door every hour and ask you questions.
I'm hoping you get it all out of your system when, like, in the
No, it's because
it's constant. There's always more stories.
When you're at work, there's no talk of horses, and so you need to be talking.
If I talk of horses at work, I get like the evil eye.
Yeah, so do that.
When you talk of horses at work, horses go in the shredder.
They go in the shredder.
You're aware of his threats.
The paper. Oh yes, very aware.
Paper bone.
Yes, the paper bone goes in the shredder. Yes. We talk about it. Poor paper bone.
So Warhorse self-inserted himself here, and it's the last question. So I'll ask you here because we're just about done here. So, what would be one thing you'd love to do in New York City?
He wants
did
to
not
go to New York.
fucking ask that question.
Yeah, he did, and he even said that he's going to New York City. Ooh.
He is. He's going alone at the moment.
He wasn't going to. Now he is. So anyway, if you were to go to New York City, I would say leave.
Are there limits on this question?
No.
I would go to the top of the Twin Towers. Because the one time I went there, I wanted to do that, and then I didn't get to.
Well, you can still do it.
John, they fell down.
Wait, what? Oh, I remember.
Damn it! It's only been 21 years.
It's only been 20 years. It's been 20 years.
No, if I would go to New York, it
almost 20 years.
Really, I don't know enough about it. I would maybe the only thing I can think of are Times Square and the Hayden Planetarium.
When I have already done a full tour of New York, and we went to like the Broadway, we went to all the big buildings that you have to see on your way there. We went to go see the Twin Towers. They were being built at the time. It was 2013 or no, it was 2000. It was 2000.
Wait, they were building it.
Sorry, the new ones, the new towers. There are two towers.
Kyle, you from
the Freedom Tower? There's a Freedom Tower, but there are two sections to it. But we were seeing it being built like in 2010 or 2009.
This was before you had your vision corrected. Right?
Yes, it was. Yes. I had LASIK.
He was
years ago.
Two towers going up there.
No,
2, 3.
They were beautiful, shiny, and they were kind of on fire.
He was just in Atlanta the whole time.
One of them
was in Atlanta.
One of them was throwing a beer bottle.
There was a big silver arch. It was beautiful. New York is beautiful.
If I was in New York, I'd hang out with the Ghostbusters and the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
so there
I would too. I go to the sewers and try to find them.
Yeah.
You know what? Go into the sewers. Be with your people.
Yeah. Warhorse. Find the sewer people.
So Warhorse is a friend of ours. So
yes, he is. He's actually my roommate.
So anyways, I think that actually at least I ran out of questions that were on here, and actually it's just about time here.
Yeah, it's 1 hour 30.
Yeah, we want to go about 1 hour 30. So thanks for hanging out with us. I hope you found some of the whatever questions we answered.
And we hope that everybody who's on video is having a good time and watching us just kind of flail our arms around and talk bullshit.
So we are planning to do this probably every 2 weeks going forward here, at least for a while. This one might be a little delayed in coming out because I want to kind of give us a little time gap on stuff and give me some time to figure out some stuff. So anyways, thanks for hanging out. I want to put some outro music, but I don't have anything. I mean, we can do nope, it's not the same. So we'll just
no,
actually I wanted that one. There we go. So anyways, thanks for hanging out with us. And I guess we'll see you in the next one. This is episode 1 signing out.
Yes. Thank you for coming and having a fantastic time listening to us on any sort of podcast media that we put this on.
I want to give Michael the last word. So what is Michael's last word?
What is Michael's last word?
Beware.
No, what word?
Oni.